After Jesus Christ was crucified, he appeared in the flesh to the disciples. And in Luke 24, it describes this. They must have been absolutely shocked to suddenly see Jesus Christ standing there after the brutal death they just witnessed on the cross. And, as they were standing there talking about him, he just suddenly appeared and said, "Peace to you." And they must have been so taken aback. So it says in the gospel that they were startled and terrified and thought they were seeing a ghost. "Why are you troubled?" he asked them, "and why do doubts arise in your heart? Look at my hands and my feet, that it is I myself. Touch me and see, because a ghost does not have flesh and bones, as you see I have." And then he asked them for something to eat. So the risen Lord, he was crucified and he appeared to the apostles, to his disciples, and he rose to heaven for our justification. And many people, if someone wants to refute this, let me just say this. Why would the disciples lie and put their life on the line? Because everybody wanted to persecute them and all this stuff and kill them and do whatever to them, for this testimony of Jesus Christ. Why would the apostles lie about Jesus appearing to them? Wouldn't you just say, like, if you were lying about it, wouldn't you say, "Oh no, just kidding," if somebody was going to kill you over it? But instead, they allowed themselves to be persecuted. They allowed themselves to be killed because of this testimony, because they did see Jesus Christ with their own eyes. So it's all in the it's in Luke 24. You can look it up for yourself. It almost makes me giggle a little bit at times, because I think about, they're devastated, they're in trauma. They just saw this scene where the one they thought was going to bring a kingdom to earth for them was brutally crucified, and then all of a sudden he's standing there and saying peace. They would have been terrified. But I invite you to look at this story for yourself and think about the reality of it, that this is something that really happened. It's not like a made-up story, because who is going to put their life on the line for a made-up story? Nobody's going to do this, guys. So we have a resurrected king, and his name is Jesus Christ, and he's Lord above all, and this is the best news ever that has ever happened to humanity. So I hope this reality is a blessing to you, because you believe him in your heart. Because if you're not believing him, then you're not receiving him, you're rejecting him. And because he was God's only son, God's only way for us to be reconciled to him, you need to receive him in order to have that peace with your Creator, to have that peace with your Heavenly Father. If you walk away and you reject it, then the wrath of God is going to be on you, just because you decided that there is that you're not receiving the truth at that point. But it is God who gives us the revelation. It is God who gives us this faith, this reality, this wisdom to receive Christ. It's going to be foolishness to the world who are perishing. But don't harden your heart. Receive Christ, because he is our life. He's the way, the truth, and the life, and the only way to the Father.